subscribers, and this is something that's been brought to my attention. So I wanted to make this video for my subscribers because when I catch on to some kind of information or alert, like I normally do, I like to come on my channel and tell you all what's going on, okay? So I've been seeing a lot of this in America. If you live in America, obviously this is something that you should be on the lookout for. And also, I'm finding out also in Canada, they're having a similar thing going on where the extreme temperatures are causing a lot of people to die, pass out, dehydrated, power grids down, people not even knowing exactly what to do. So this is I mean, if depending upon if you live, especially in America on the West Coast or the East Coast, naturally there is going to be things that, different areas deal with. Like, with Texas, we saw that whole thing with, them not having any power, and then people sleeping in their cars, people sleeping in their garages, passing away, had no knowledge of this, had no prior knowledge of what was really happening to them. So a lot of people were not able to prepare in advance, okay? So that was kind of like the first thing that I realized in terms of extreme weather conditions or natural disasters or catastrophes. Like, that was a big red flag, and I think that a lot of people in Texas were not even aware that could have happened to them. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people who were more well off or maybe had more information, were paying for super expensive hotels where normally the hotels are pretty reasonable. And then, of course, when this whole power outage happened, people were going to these, a common, more affordable hotels. And then, all of a sudden the hotels are, the prices skyrocket. Okay, so if they want a hot meal, they want breakfast, they want a heated room, maybe king size, queen size bed, they got kids, the kids sleep on the couch or the kids sleep on the chair, or whatever's going on, or the parents, take turns with the kids, and, who the hell knows? But when that happened, a lot of people did not have savings, did not know where to go, how to make their own fire, how to survive. So for the past couple of years now, I mean, not to be funny, but for the past couple of years now, even before the pandemic, me personally, I like to watch shows like Naked and Afraid was one of the shows I like to watch because it showed how people could survive in the desert, the jungle, with no clothes, no food, no water, but a couple tools, a fire starter or a technique to get the fire starting, or how to catch a fish, or how to knock down a coconut. It may sound funny, but it shows like that maybe 3 years ago I was watching when it was, new, and now they have it on Hulu. I believe they have it on Hulu, but it's stuff like that you could watch, and you can kind of peep game and see people, how they lost a lot of weight, how they built up their muscle, how they were able to make their own shelter. I mean, in this modern world, we don't think that these things are necessary, but they really are. They're actually very necessary. It's very necessary how to know how to grow your own food, start your own water, your own fire, how to purify water. A lot of people don't even know how to naturally purify water, what plants, what different techniques you can use with maybe 2 tools, max, and how to drink water. If you don't have enough water, how are you going to purify the water? So I just wanted to give you guys, I wanted to give you all something to, food for thought, because a lot of people are very reliant upon grocery stores, very reliant upon these quick ways how to get food and how to get resources, shipping, Amazon Prime. But what's going to happen when those things are gone? If those things are gone or temporarily shut down or even permanently shut down? What if there's a flooding? What if there is a power outage? What if there is a labor strike? Okay, a lot of people are going on strike. Actually, on social media, I just saw that, the damn near pilots with American Airlines went on strike, canceled everybody's flight and said, we're overworked. We're not going to get you from A to B. So you're stuck. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things going on that I think that I've been saying for a while now. I think it was back in, what month did I make that video about people going on strike? I was very well aware of this happening, and I come on my channel every now and then and tell you all, what I'm seeing out here, what I feel is coming, right? So I'm a little concerned because we do have hurricanes on the water. We have tropical storms on the water, especially with the East Coast. We have a lot of earthquakes on the West Coast, and people are slacking, because of these things to help people get back out and make money for the economy and all this crap. They're losing sight of the fact that, right now nature is beating our ass. Gaia, Mother Earth is sick of us. You know what I'm saying? And in that own spiritual way, it is rebelling. It's rebelling against us, and people are not aware of that. They're thinking about just the pandemic, but think about why that's even happening to us. Humans are not taking into account what we do and the problems that we have caused. Not all of us, but some of us, have caused to bring this kind of damnation on ourselves. Our eating habits, where we live, where we choose to, what land we choose to build upon. These companies don't care. These corporations don't care. So we have to care about ourselves. So, me and my family, especially, we have started to grow our own tomatoes, cucumbers, mangoes, peppermint. Yes, and I don't have to exaggerate. I have my own garden, and I have been steadily trying to collect different seeds and do different research on what to grow in my backyard. I have no intention anymore in going into some high-rise building. I love apartments, but like of late, I'm like, you know what? I just think that this is not the right time. You know what I'm saying? To be making certain moves. The housing market, the inflation. We have a lot of problems, like especially in America. We have a lot of things coming on the pipelines, and you don't have to take it from me. All you got to do is keep living and look around you, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So I could be saying all this now, but 2 months from now, you could see half of the country on blackout, with no power, and people will come back to videos like this and scratch their head. So, it's better to be safe than sorry. So if you're not taking your vitamins, if you're not getting off meat, trying to wean yourself off of eating meat, I cannot speak for men, but I especially can speak for a woman. I think just in general, to our nature, to our bodies, I forgot, the ocean's on fire. I forgot that part, how the ocean is on fire. It's just, we're seeing things that look like it's coming out of a movie, and I've been saying this. Recently I was telling you all that what we're about to witness is like out of a movie, and it's not to be funny, but it's just the reality we're living in. A lot of people on social media I've been seeing pop up every now and then are talking about how their power is out. They paid their bill, their power is out. So with the heat, the temperature's rising, we have to be aware of the possibility. Okay. So like I said, if you haven't planted your own food, you've not stopped eating certain meat, or you've not reduced your intake of meat. When you stop eating meat, it will help your energy levels. It will help you be healthier. You'll be more, you have more clarity, sharpness of mind, agility, vitality, better skin. A lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits, people, to not eating meat. And even though, I still eat certain seafood and meat, I don't want to. And I've tried to make a conscious choice to reduce my intake and to eventually I want to stop. I don't even have dairy. I rarely eat eggs. I've always done almond milk or soy for the longest. Like I don't like milk, period. I've never liked milk. My body's never done well with it. So I think in that respect, a lot of meals that require dairy and cheese and all that, I naturally don't eat. And if I have it on there and it's on there, I scrape it off. Pasta, cheeseburgers, what else has cheese in it? Cheesecake, like even things like that, like grated cheese and parmesans and all that type of stuff. Mashed potatoes, I don't take it. So people, I know some people love dairy, they love meat, but in times like this, people, we don't know where this meat's coming from. The farmers are, everything is up in the air. Like basically, to put it in plain English, everything is up in the air, from the airlines to the factories and meat factories to everything. Everything right now is upside down, and the smartest thing to do is to get your body right, get your mind right, and save money. I wouldn't call it a crisis, but I think that especially in America, like we are heading towards a tipping point, because just because people are getting I'm not gonna say the word on camera, but taking something and they're trying to encourage people to go back out, doesn't mean that it's the smartest thing to do. Doesn't mean that it's actually going to help us in the long run. This is not contained. This is not stopped. We're still in the pandemic. Like there's really not been a lot of change. So this dramatic, energy of going back out here, besides work, of course you have to work to pay bills, but besides work, I'm saying just being out here on a daily, and then just doing things that harm your body is not wisdom. You see what I'm saying? It's just not wisdom. So, the news is going to tell people what they want to hear. The news is going to tell you the opposite of what people are experiencing and know. And so I watch videos from people who have witnessed certain things, have had their power cut off out of nowhere. I rather take that person's word for it than what the news in a whole different state, reporting from a whole different state, is telling us, on the west or east coast, what's going on, when people that actually live there can attest and tell you what they've seen and what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, get it from the horse's mouth, get it from the source, go to the source. Don't go to X, Y, and Z. Get it from the source. So we have to start being smart. So, this is something that's been brought to my attention. When it comes to hurricanes and stuff like that, earthquakes, they have earthquake preparedness. They have, what do you call it? The thing that you put on the side of the house, generator. They have the generators for the hurricane stuff. Okay, that's all well and good, but what about a power outage? What about a mass power outage? What do we do with that? I don't even have all the answers. So I'm just bringing it to all of our attention, because we've thought about the food going out, we thought about no toilet paper, we thought about all these stupid stuff, but what about what about the power? What about electricity? That's overlooked a lot of times. The lack of food, the lack of clean water is always high on the list. But now with all these solar flares and heat waves, I'm like, wow, that's actually a really good thing to look out for, is if the power goes out, and for a long period of time. So I got to do my research. So I don't have all the magic answers. I don't claim to. I'm just coming on here to say I've seen way too many people saying this now, and it is something to look out for. It is, and we're in the summertime. We're in the summertime right now. So this is something that I think people should be looking out for. Looking out for the fact that a lot of things are limited quantity, the fact that, the gas prices are skyrocketing. and people can't afford basic things anymore, it's a problem, people. I don't think that we're out of the woods at all. I think that people are jumping the gun and they're being positive, and so am I. But we have to be mindful that we're still living in a very bad time, and it's really like recession. It's really like, the market crashing. Crypto, Bitcoin plummeted, not too recently. I don't know what the price of gold or silver is, or what's that thing called? Ethereum, EUTH, ERUM. I'm missing a couple letters, but that as well, crypto, all that. So that's been fluctuating very heavy as well. So just keep in mind that your health is number one. Paying your bills, your kids, God, your health. Your health is number one. So all this information is gonna fall on deaf ears if you don't understand that, your boss, your job, whoever out here don't care about you. They don't care about us. What I'm saying? We have to care about ourselves. So you got to find ways to, stretch it out. What I'm saying? Like, don't get too comfortable. I've even told myself this, the days of splurging for groceries is over. The days of splurging for anything is over, in my opinion. I mean, I don't trust it at all. Like, going to the grocery store and dropping a bunch of money on frivolous crap is absurd. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things have to be cut out. And we got to go back to the days where we're stretching $100, $200, not even that, for 3 months, 2 months, and going back to stretching out meals, and going back to the basics. You see what I'm saying? Not getting too comfortable, because when you get too comfortable, the money's coming in, you think everything is, everything is sweet. But until an emergency happens, a natural disaster happens, a storm happens, then you freeze up, and that's not good. We're living in the end times. I'm not going to get biblical, but we are living in a time and in a day and era where, especially in America, where people don't like us. These countries, these other countries out here, they don't mess with us like that. When the pandemic happened, people should have been realized that. Especially Asian countries, they really don't care about us. They everything made in China, and we need to stop acting like those people give a damn, because they really don't. Like, I think that American farmers and people who grow things in America, buy it, create, sell in America, needs to be on the forefront right now, because we don't know where these things are coming from. In fact, I read something about the meat market that was saying how 80% of our meat, I don't know if this is, don't quote me on this, but I was doing some research, and you could look at it for yourself, where I came across, especially Tyson. I'm glad I actually brought this up. Tyson just had a whole chicken recall. The seafood companies, especially shrimp, a salmonella outbreak. Do you see the trend? Do you see the trend? First, it was the salmonella with the shrimp and the seafood, and now it's the recall of an outbreak amongst chickens, more specifically Tyson. And they're saying, don't eat it. Don't eat this seafood. Don't eat the meat. So I'm not just saying this to say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a while now, they've been saying to us, do not, people that give a damn have been telling people from before the pandemic, do not eat meat. Do not eat any animal product, because we don't know how safe it is. You see what I'm saying? We're not sure who is behind these machines, and what regulations, and what are they overseeing? You know what I'm saying? If they're not paying their employees correctly, the employees may not be doing the best of job. So normally when they recheck things, they may care more, but people are going to work in a bad state of mind. They're stressed out, they're overworked, and they're not doing their job. Look how many people, I had so many things I've experienced, I come across, where I've had to tell people, like, why are you not doing your job? You know what I'm saying? And I get the same response. It's like, they just don't care anymore. People don't care anymore. So when it comes to food, food is something that needs to be carefully watched and made sure that it's safe to eat, to ingest in your body. And if the employees are pissed off and the CEOs are taking the piss out of them, and nothing is being curated, nothing is being regulated, nothing is being watched correctly, who knows what they're putting in our food, and who knows what we're even buying off the shelf. How safe is it? It's not. It's just not. So we have to be mindful. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have to be very, very mindful that right now people are pissed off. People are pissed off and they're working jobs they hate. You know what I'm saying? Or they're working in a very, very bad, strict environments or uncaring, unsympathetic environments that cause a lot of issues for people, health issues for people, especially these food factories. But yeah, what I was gonna say was, I did some research and there was something I saw that I came across. And now with all the outbreaks of this and that with the food and the poultry and the seafood, it's making sense to me. I came across something that was saying that over 80% of meat companies that are American owned sold out to China, Asian countries. Now, you do your own research. I'm not going to go into that because the way YouTube is. I came across it and I was very scared. I was very scared of the pictures I saw, the information I saw, and I told my parents, like, I don't want to eat meat. I really don't. Like, if you're having a weekend out, you're going out with your friends, eating a hamburger, getting chicken wings, it's not crossing your mind. Where is it really coming from? So be mindful of that. So, that's why I'm saying, like, we don't really know. Like, and that was in 2018. If anybody's wondering, that was in 2018. And I did some more research, and a lot of Hollywood stars have been going vegan way before 2018, and now I know why. I looked up that even Kim Kardashian, well, hello, very, very influential for many reasons. I saw that Kim Kardashian went to an all plant-based diet back in 2019. And if you look at her Twitter and Instagram of recent, Kim Kardashian keeps pushing with Barbara Stewart, how to grow your own food. If you peep game, Kim Kardashian, she's been putting out a lot of stuff about vegan meals, making your own vegetarian dishes, growing your own stuff, and we obviously don't have the coin like her, but hey, you could start somewhere, right? You could try to do something. I mean, hell, I don't know, anything, anything. So I was like, that's very interesting how all these celebrities who were big meat eaters, really big on getting as much protein as you can, want to go for a plant-based protein diet. I really just woke up to that. I was like, wow, this makes so much sense why all these celebrities at these after parties, the Oscars, Grammys, all this stuff, keep talking about hiring chefs to make plant-based only meals. And I'm like, okay, so everybody else out here is eating all this junk, and you guys up in Hollywood are having Brussels sprout this and raspberry Kiosk this and that. So it does make sense, people. If you just kind of like watch celebrities and see what's trending, like if you kind of decode it and break it down, it does make sense why they keep pushing this vegan thing, being vegan. And I'm not against or for anything. I'm just saying that in the times we're living in, it is the healthier and safest option. Not that they don't spray that stuff too. They spray our plants too. Unfortunately, they spray everything. It's just a sad situation. But if you get it from more local places, or you grow your own or whatever, or you watch the quantity of what you're buying or what you're selling or whatever you do, you're better off. You're much better off than a lot of these people out here who are not conscious. They're not aware of the industry. I've been researching the meat industry for a couple weeks now, and what I'm finding is very appalling. So, it's just the way the world is. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just here to let y'all know that there is something coming up with a global power outage, especially in America. It's coming, and I do believe that a lot of things are going to be happening weather-wise that are totally out of a movie. I've been saying this, and now the more evidence, the more proof of this, the more I'm researching it. I'm like, oh my God, we talk about hurricanes, we talk about earthquake, we talk about flooding, all this, but what about the power out? What about the power grid? that's not being talked about. So I wanted to bring it up so you guys could do your own. So really, I brought this up so you could do your own research. That's why I made this video, because if I'm doing research, like for example, I would say with the heat, with the way everything is going, I would say try to get either a solar powered fan or a battery only fan. Now, is it going to be expensive if you're putting only batteries in all the time? Maybe, but just in case, if there's no AC or no power, you may want to get a fan that's battery operated or solar operated, where you wind it up and you put it outside and you charge it and then you bring it back in, and the fan can operate by itself without you plugging it into a wall, an outlet. That's something that I thought of like months ago. And I've been on the market for different things like that. So, that's a little tip. Like, if you have fans, whatever, all this fancy stuff, but if the power goes out, those things are not going to operate. So you may want to have like a handheld fan, or get like a pretty middle range fan, wherever you can go, that is either solar operated, where you wind it up and you crank it up, or battery. The batteries can be expensive over time, but at least have at least three to four cases. Have a drawer of only those batteries. So if it's black, you know where to find it. If you can't, like if the power's out and it's at night and you need a flashlight, or you need something to cool yourself down or to see where you're walking, have a designated area. How many people in America have a designated drawer for emergency tools? Not many. I do, but not many. Not many people have a designated drawer where they could put flashlights, batteries, first aid kit, rubbing alcohol. Most people don't even have that. Even through the pandemic, any kind of painkiller you need, any kind of bandages you need. You had to think like that. So that's what I've been doing. And whenever there's been things happening, I've been okay, because I've been able to think in advance. So I want all of you to be able to have the privilege of knowing where things are, if it goes black, wherever, especially if you're on like the near bodies of water, big bodies of water, peninsula, like I said, east, west coast, you're, very, very heavily, water dense area, lots of lakes, lots of beaches, all that type of stuff, especially those kind of areas. You want to have, survival food. You want to have a little garden. You want to have a designated drawer for things that you wouldn't typically think of, even maybe a knife, a pair of scissors, anything like that. That can help you. You see what I'm saying? So you all got to do your own research and figure out, depending upon where you live in the world, what a lot of people who've been tracking strategies, agendas are saying, because that's what I've realized. And then when I saw people talking about this, and then I'm seeing it on social media, I'm like, oh shit. So we got this big body of water on fire. We got this tropical storm, this earthquake, this hurricane, this labor strike, inflation. Inflation is insane right now. Have you all seen the inflation in the gas prices? Have you seen it? Okay, so when I put all that together, I was like, okay, I need to pick up that book, that readiness book that I bought last year from TJ Maxx, of 200 things that you need to do to prepare in a bad circumstance. I literally bought a book that was saying like in case of emergency, and it talks about CPR, all that. So I need to go back and read that book, and maybe y'all out here need to do something similar, where you're getting books and you're watching videos on how to start your own fire, purify your own water without your fridge, without your sink, without your shower or bathtub. You need to know how to purify water without your fridge, without buying a bottle of water. They're not teaching that in school. If you go to maybe a camp, or, some kind of training program, maybe they'll teach you that. But I don't see nobody, even in all my years of craziness on this earth, I've never seen really these people in high places talk about how to purify your own water, how to start your own fire. What do you do if, like, I've not seen that. you have to go out and look for this information. So that's what I've done. So I hope you all have just been more aware that there is power outages. There is, I'm hearing the word in the street, there is plans to have a blackout. Okay, internet, power, all that. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. So, I'm trying to mentally prepare for that. And if it doesn't happen, great. But if it does happen, at least I know that I was not stupid enough to not prepare and think ahead and realize that this is happening in America right now. And people are passing out from extreme heat, and solar flares. They're having a lot of issues, like, intense rain, flooding, buildings are collapsing. Why is this happening? So we have to just be aware that, right now the earth is purging, the earth is going through a lot of turmoil. And if you're just able to get your affairs in order, keep your house clean, keep your body clean, detox, you'll be better off than a lot of people out here. Because those people in Texas that had to go in their garage and sleep in their cars and didn't know, but they can get they could get poisoned by sleeping in their car with the car on in the garage. People like that passed away because they didn't know any better. Obviously if they knew not to do that, they wouldn't have done that. But people in those cases, especially if it's a cold area and then the power goes out, like what happened in Texas, people were sleeping in their cars, in their garages, and didn't know any better, and they passed away. So I don't want that to happen to anybody, and in general. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of time people don't know better. They don't know better. So they go, trying to get some heat, turn their car, press the heat button, and they're dead. So we just gotta be aware that, when these things happen, they come out of left field. You see what I'm saying? When these things have been happening, it's out of left field. And quite frankly, the amount of recalls that I've seen in the past 2 years on meat and seafood is making me really, it's a huge turnoff, because it's like every couple of weeks it's something that is an outbreak or poisonous or recall or contaminated, and it's on a big scale where they're saying don't eat this whole chicken, any chicken from this line, from this company, do not eat it. And people will people will not like read the news or nothing like that, or keep in the loop. They'll go eat it and get poisoned. So the way that it's been with these meat companies, I don't even want to even go near it. I mean, I'm not saying that sometimes they don't taste good. It's a pity, but it's just not safe. Like it's just not safe. And I came on here a couple days ago telling you all about how I made shrimp. I didn't know what else to make. I made shrimp, and then the very next day they were saying there was a salmonella outbreak, or there was some kind of outbreak, and I'm like, I just had the shrimp. Like, are you kidding me? I really digested it in my body, and you tell me that it's not safe to eat? What the hell's going on? So with the way they've been moving, I'm like, it's not even worth it. It's not even, eating soups and salads all the time. Is it fun? No. Is it fun? No. But is it safe? Yes. Yes. And then for a couple weeks, I was doing soups only, and you lose a lot of weight. You also lose a lot of weight when you drink a lot of water, and you're not intaking so many animal products. Your skin looks better, you lose a lot of weight. For those who want to lose weight, go vegan, go vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? Like, reduce, and you can drop 20 pounds within a couple months easily, especially if you're having hot tea, detox teas, water, purified water, alkaline water. You'll be great. You'll be good to go. So yeah, take care of yourselves, you all, okay?